everybody. This is our local expert series. Today we're focusing on some aspects of estate planning, and we've got Simone Hargreaves from the Estate Planning Centre who's going to join us and answer some very pertinent questions, give us a little bit of background about the important things of estate planning. And she's the principal lawyer and director at the Estate Planning Centre. So they do a wonderful wonderful service and do a lot of good work for our clients. So welcome, Simone.
Thanks, Simon. Lovely to be here.
Not bad for a Monday afternoon, huh?
Not at all.
Excellent. So today we're going to have a series of interviews, but today I thought we'd focus to start with on what enduring guardianship is, or what it's called in different states. How does that sound?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's
Okay.
get into it.
Yeah, so maybe if you can start by telling our audience in as plain in English as possible, what is an enduring guardianship, or what other names does it go by?
Yeah, sure. So an appointment of enduring guardian is a document whereby we're appointing people we trust to make medical and lifestyle decisions for us in the event that we don't have the capacity to do so ourselves. So an appointment of enduring guardian can differ in title from state to state. So it's covered under state and territory specific legislation around Australia. So no two documents, it's fair to say, are the same from state to state. Some states and territories combine the enduring guardian document with a power of attorney document. So you'll have sort of a mega document that deals also with legal and financial decision making. In New South Wales, which is where we're primarily based, although we assist clients all around Australia.
Okay.
In New South Wales, we have a teased out document where it's a standalone, it's appointment of enduring guardian. And then you have your power of attorney, which deals with your legal financial decision making.
Right. Okay. So I guess, again, to a degree, it depends on what state you're in, but broadly speaking, that's the objective of that document, isn't it, as you say, for those decisions. What's the, why do you need it? The risk of asking the obvious question, but for those people that don't have it, don't know what it is, why do you need it? What's the important stuff about it?
Yeah, if we don't have that sort of document in place, it can be really quite difficult for third parties to know who to take instruction from. In terms of, approving medical treatment, appointing medical specialists, right through to making end-of-life decisions, turning off life support, refusing resuscitation and things like that. It can be really difficult for third parties to know who to defer to. Increasingly, we're starting to see third parties, particularly hospitals, becoming aware of the risks inherent in simply assuming that the person who's attended the hospital with the incapacitated person has such authority. And so increasingly we're starting to see appointments of enduring guardian around Australia being required upon admission. So that's an inquiry we're starting to receive. I'm booked in for a C-section. I'm having a baby. The hospital said they won't admit me without an enduring guardian document. We're starting to see that as third parties become increasingly aware of the increased risk there and not having a proper document signed off. So the risk is you don't have people appointed. You may have third parties who indeed cannot defer to with any confidence and assurance as a third party or a family member to make those sorts of decisions for you.
I imagine it would cause a lot of confusion at a time when there's already enough stress and emotion going on, in most cases. And what are some of the, what have you seen in terms of maybe, it not being done properly or not at all? What sort of some of those things you've experienced that haven't been great?
Yeah, sure. Probably the most concerning instance that comes to mind is just over probably a year ago. I had a call from a very distressed woman. She'd been attending hospital with mum for well over 6 months. Mum had early cognitive decline symptoms, the symptoms of early stages cognitive decline. Upon admission to hospital, through a series of operations, cognitive decline had really increased to a point where mum no longer was of capacity to make medical, lifestyle or legal financial decisions for herself. The daughter had attended hospital with mum every day and sometimes multiple times a day looking after mum. Mum was actually living with her. And it got to the point the hospital needed to release mum, and they wouldn't release mum without the daughter having guardianship orders from NCAT because mum no longer had capacity to make the appointment. The daughter was calling in quite the state saying, I don't know what to do. They're indicating that they may actually release mum to a facility. Mum's adamant she's not going to go to a facility, but they're saying they don't really have authority to do anything else. So that was a really a story that sticks out in my mind. It was really awful to hear her upset and distress, and just the knowledge that such a simple document, if prepared while mum had been of capacity, could have saved mum a lot of distress. Mum was cognizant enough of the fact that they were talking about releasing her into care, that she was beside herself. And he had a situation where the daughter and mum had lived together quite happily for years, but it wasn't formalised. The other issue with not having it formalised is what you actually want to have happen if you can't make those sorts of decisions for you isn't documented. And what we often find is our loved ones, it's incredibly burdensome to be making decisions about end-of-life living arrangements, end-of-life care, right through to turning off life support, refusing resuscitation, those sorts of things. If we haven't left instruction, it's incredibly burdensome for children, for spouses to be making those decisions with no guidance from us. Yeah.
I could imagine that, and that's some really good points there, Simone. I think as we say to clients, sort of hope for the best but prepare for the worst, and that can be financial planning, the estate planning aspect, because you just don't know what's around the corner. So really interesting stories. Thank you. I guess that's probably sort of the main things with enduring guardianship. I'm trying to think if there's any really financial aspects, but I think what we see in our experience, it's more, the broader package, which we can cover in future chats about other areas as well, around the estate planning piece. So unless you had any final things, I might just tell people where they can find you if they'd like to get in touch. Does that sound okay?
The other thing that might be worth asking about is just the overlap with medical lifestyle and legal financial decision making. Is there anything should we be thinking about appointing different people to the roles? I could have a bit of a chat about that.
Okay. Yep. We'll table that for a future chat. So thanks, Simone. I'm just going to put your website up on our screen so that if our listeners want to get in touch directly, they're more than welcome to. You've got a book of free. Is that screen refreshed on your side, Simone?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Beautiful. So we've got a book of free consultation up here for our viewers, and you've got your phone number there. So that's from personal experience, having a play around with the website. It's very easy to use, and there's lots of great resources. So again, gold star to your team and your web designer for the content. And while we're here, just for our viewers, most people would know this, but here's our webpage. And again, for any clients that want to get in touch, they can book a free call with us, or if they want me to connect you with Simone, same thing, whatever's most convenient. So lovely chatting, Simone. Thanks a lot for answering those very pertinent questions, and look forward to chatting again soon.
Likewise. Thanks, Simon.